What's up, everybody? Today, I thought we would discuss the Raiders season. Not just the Raiders season, but go into detail on certain players, coaches, plans on the future of the organization. All right, so when it comes to the Raiders season, a lot of people, especially Raider Nation, considers it to be a disappointment. You know, they go through such I don't know how to describe it, just an emotional, dysfunctional season last year, with the John Gruden firing about a month in due to the allegations. They have the horrible Henry Ruggs incident. They have another player. They have to cut a former first-round pick for posting inappropriate videos on social media. Yet somehow, some way, they managed to make the playoffs and gave the Bengals, who went on to be the AFC champs and almost win the Super Bowl, they gave them a really tough challenge in the playoffs. So when that happens, and you go out the following offseason and you hire Josh McDaniels, who a lot of people around the league viewed as an offensive guru, the New England Patriots offensive coordinator under Bill Belichick, with helping Tom Brady and all the Super Bowl wins. I know he failed in Denver as a head coach before, but, some people deserve a second chance. And a lot of people thought McDaniels did, and so they hire him. They're all pumped. And then you trade for Devontae Adams, and you get Chandler Jones, and the hype around this team, like, we finished second in our division. Maybe we could win it this year. Maybe we could go on a playoff run, maybe even Super Bowl, my mother has a friend from high school who's a Raiders fan. I'm not sure how he felt on the situation, but I know he definitely didn't expect the Raiders season to be what it was. There's no sugarcoating it. It was a disappointment. You have a loaded offense, playmakers on defense, and you finish worse than what you did last year. And that's in a division with the Chargers, who had tons of injuries throughout the season at key positions. Denver was a mess. We'll get to that later in another video. That didn't go anywhere near that they planned it to. But I feel Josh McDaniels gets a little bit too much heat. See, I'm not a big Derek Carr guy. Seems like a great guy, but I just don't see the it factor. Like, you see all these elite quarterbacks, some have a great arm, some are great athletes, some are really accurate, big, tough. Derek Carr, I just see a guy with an average arm, not very athletic, accuracy here and there, low 60s. In today's NFL, I feel you can't win a Super Bowl with that quarterback under center. You just can't. Starter can win playoff games, can win your division occasionally. Not winning the AFC West with Mahomes in that division. But you need an upgrade at the quarterback position if you got a guy like Derek Carr in today's NFL. So, and he was part of the problem. People don't want to admit this, but his numbers were down. If they have another quarterback, this team might make the playoffs. The way Miami completely got derailed at the end of the season with all the Tua aftermath, and even before that, I felt like they could. I felt like they could have made it. And Josh McDaniels, I know he failed, but I see something with Josh McDaniels. The offense he runs, and, folks, he made Jarrett Stidham, against a great defense in his first start, look like a potential starter. Jarrett Stidham, the former fourth-round pick from Auburn, solid college quarterback, but A solid college quarterback in the NFL never works. They're career backups at best. I mean, some people think Stetson Bennett's going to be a third string. And he's considered a good college quarterback. So, I mean, and even I sort of started to think, when the Raiders were just derailing altogether, I was like, is McDaniels something else? Is he not what I think he is? But then I saw Jarrett Stidham, and I'm sorry, I'm buying into McDaniels. Just get Josh McDaniels a quarterback. And you don't even have to get him a Tom Brady. Just get him a guy that's capable of winning a Super Bowl. And I think you're going to get very productive things out of this offense. I really do. Another thing that people are starting to get worried about is Davante Adams. One of the main reasons he came here, and he even admitted this when the whole Derek Carr benching happened. He said, main reason I'm here is because of Derek, my former college quarterback. I can't necessarily say that I'd be here right now if it wasn't for him. So, despite the fact that he's getting paid, you have your star wide receiver, who some argue is the best in the league. He's unhappy. He wants to win. Sure, he wants paid too, but he wants to win. He's used to winning in Green Bay. Green Bay never got to a Super Bowl with him. They got to plenty of NFC championships. He's not used to missing the playoffs and not even getting close to making the playoffs. I mean, they were eliminated week 16, week 17. He's not used to that. You got to make Davante Adams happy. You got to go big. Could they draft a quarterback? Yes. They could. They have a high draft pick. My Bears, they're looking to trade down. Maybe Arizona would look to trade down. I mean, I know there's drama with Kyler Murray, but they just paid him all that money. Good enough to win a Super Bowl when healthy, in my opinion. But I don't think this team is closer than people realize. You can fix an offensive line in the offseason. And if you do that and get a couple of defensive pieces and you got the right quarterback, this team's ready to go now. Like, top wild card in the AFC. And that's impressive, especially when you're in the division with Kansas City. That's impressive. I think, Denver and the Chargers, I think, are going to be a lot better this year. If you do what I just said, you could be better than those teams. And, I don't know what's happening with Josh Jacobs or Darren Waller, but you got to get it figured out, because this team is just too good, too many pieces to just miss the playoffs, keep blowing it up. Because I got to tell you, you're rolling the dice if you draft a quarterback. You draft a quarterback, he might not be productive, and then McDaniels gets fired, and then Adams wants out, and then you're going back to the old dysfunctional Raiders. I don't think Mark Davis, the owner, wants that. I think he knows he's close. I hope he lets Josh McDaniels get his guy this offseason. And one more thing I'd like to discuss is, where could they go with their quarterback plan? See, I didn't decide to start this channel until after the season. But right when the Raiders season ended, I thought this team had a 3-quarterback plan. What I mean by that is, I thought they had 3 options to go with quarterback. The first option was go out and get Tom Brady. Obviously, that can't happen anymore. Tom's done. Tom's done for good. He filed the paperwork. He's not coming back. And if he does, it's not this season. It's not to the Raiders. I said option 2 was you could sign Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not going back to the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan confirmed that. I don't think he even wants to come back. He's an unrestricted free agent. They're moving on with Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not Jimmy Garoppolo. I can tell you that. Jimmy Garoppolo, he was in New England when Josh McDaniels was there. He was Brady's backup. I think McDaniels likes Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo likes McDaniels. Garoppolo knows he doesn't have that big of a market. I think that benefits the Raiders and him in a way, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people out there hate Jimmy Garoppolo. I like him. I'm sorry. I mean, when healthy, the dude's always in the NFC Championship. I feel like I think that's your best option at this point. I mean, because then again, your third option would be drafting a quarterback. But Bryce Young, I know he was great, but powerhouse Alabama. Alabama quarterbacks don't fare well. He's also really small. Doesn't have a particularly strong arm. CJ Stroud, I mean, my guy Justin Fields might work, but if so, that's the only Buckeye quarterback to ever work. And Stroud, he's fine, but he's not special. And Levis, yeah, Levis has a great arm, not athletic at all. And I feel like you got to be at least a little athletic to play quarterback in this league, in today's league. So, and there are rumors now swirling around Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders. I don't believe that, okay? I mean, him and Adams just broke up. It's one of the reasons Adams left. I honestly thought he was going to retire, but now that Brady's coming back, now that Brady's retired, I don't think he's going to retire and have to share the Hall of Fame stage with Brady. So I think he's given it at least one more year, and I think he's coming back to Green Bay. I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to play anywhere else. And if you're the Raiders, you really shouldn't want Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be gone. He could be gone tomorrow. He's moody. He's not going to show up to OTAs. And he's expensive. Again, with Garoppolo, you're not really going to have to pay him anything. Rodgers, dang, you have to pay Aaron Rodgers a lot if he comes to your team. So, yeah, you have three options at quarterback. You had three options before Brady retired. You still have three options now that Aaron Rodgers and the rumors are swirling around. But I wouldn't go after Aaron Rodgers. I think you really have two options. You got to either sign Garoppolo or you got to draft a quarterback. And, looking at, where the Raiders sit, they don't trade up. They're probably not going to be able to draft a quarterback. I think Garoppolo makes sense. I think Garoppolo is the answer for the Raiders at quarterback this season. Maybe not long term, but in the short term for this year, he's who I'd sign. I gotta be honest, he is who I'd sign. So that's gonna wrap up this video summarizing the Raiders season. Gonna be posting more content throughout the week. This is technically my first official video, if you don't count the introduction one. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.